Well, this essay from my book is called Unforgettable. And I will give him a white stone, and on that stone a new name. Revelation 2, verse 17. There is a flower that lives above tree line in the Rocky Mountains that has captured my heart for almost 40 years. It is a flower that can be difficult to find. I shudder at the thought of how many times I might have trampled this raindrop-sized flower under the rugged sole of my boot and have been none the wiser. I've sat at 13,000 feet, chest heaving, trying to gasp every ounce of oxygen out of the thin air, and while on that tawny carpet of alpine tundra, head between my knees choking back mountain sickness, spy the Lilliputian pinwheel of blue petals and yellow pistils, smiling at me in the shadow of my size 14 hiking boots. They come from the genus Myocytus, which in Greek means mouse ear. In a German legend, God named all the plants when a tiny unnamed one cried out, "Forget me not, O Lord." And God replied, "That shall be your name." And because the alpine forget-me-not flourishes on the tundra where the winter wind and snow blow with a fierce intensity, they never grow much larger than the top button on your shirt. In all my years of trekking at altitude, I am filled with wonder when I find that shy flower. And each time I kneel down to get a closer look, I whisper something that only God would hear. And what has struck me over the years has been how such a delicate beauty could survive in such harsh conditions. And I marvel at a creator God who would plant it in such inaccessible places. I have no idea how many times I have found the flower and thought, God is delighting in his creation. Or, to paraphrase Anne Lamott, God is showing off. But showing off to whom? I would be the only person to see this flower. How many millions of little blue mouse-eared flowers are never seen by any sentient earthbound being? He must have made those for his own delight. This is so unlike me. I do virtually nothing for the sake of beauty alone. I never prepare a sermon and want to preach it to an empty church. I never write an essay or a story hoping that no one will read it. Any beauty I might try to create, I want to share with others. I want someone to say something laudatory about my so-called art. But my ego is fragile, and I'm trying to be larger than I am. Each flower is exactly the same. God doesn't get weary of the sameness of his creation, no matter how heart-poundingly beautiful it might be. He keeps on doing it, season after season, mountain after mountain, and flower after flower. Monotony is my enemy. Because I have sinned, monotony places me vulnerable to sin. I think monotony caused David to look at a bathing beauty. I think monotony caused the Pharisee to fail to see a creator God walking and recreating in their very midst. I fear monotony. So I fill my life with ear pollution, eye noise, and trivial pursuits, but not God. I love what G.K. Chesterton says about this. Because children have abounding vitality, because they are in spirit fierce and free, therefore they want things repeated and unchanged. They always say, "Do it again," And the grown-up person does it again until he is nearly dead. For grown-up people are not strong enough to exult in monotony. It is possible that God says every morning, "Do it again," to the sun, and every evening, "Do it again," to the moon. It may not be automatic necessity that makes all daisies alike. It may be that God makes every daisy separately, but never got tired of making them. It may be that he has the eternal appetite of infancy. For we have sinned and grown old, and our Father is younger than we. Beauty is a reminder of the appetite of infancy at the heart of our Creator God. I find myself valuing it, wanting to possess it, and desiring to create it. There is something about beauty that takes us to the place of innocent delight of being a child. And perhaps it is in that wonder of delight we step into, if but for a moment, another garden coming down from heaven at the end of days. So you don't know my heart? Perhaps you don't know my name. No matter. Each time I marvel at the beauty of a bashful flower, I remember that it is but a taste of another garden where I will receive my new name. Beauty reminds me that I am not forgotten, and neither are you.